Introducing GForceTV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForceTV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForceTV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForceTV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForceTV racing leagues. GForceTV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForceTV.
Madness. It is the GeForce Racing Leagues, and we are live here on GeForce TV and GeForce Esports, where tonight your SBGC 3D printing Renegades are here at the Eldora Speedway. Get ready for an exciting night of high-speed action here at the house that Earl built. Good evening, everybody. I am Sean Neistat. Our friend Scotty DeYoung will have the night off tonight, celebrating some good news over there for him. So we know he's going to tune in later, enjoy the show, and hope he enjoys the night off. He was busy. He had to call some racing action with our real-world racing starting here in the upper Midwest recently as well, and he was calling action last night at New Raceway Park. Good evening, everyone, and we welcome you to the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show. Of course, Gambler Motorsports is the esports racing team that competes weekly across the iRacing platform. The team has drivers entering in dirt races, sports cars, asphalt oval. They even compete in endurance races. And, of course, they were in the 24 Hours of Daytona. They compete at Le Mans as well. Go to Gambler Motorsports on Facebook and give them a follow. Stop number one on the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show is your iRacing League Manager points update. If you run or manage an iRacing League, let iRacing League Manager make it easier for you. Go to iRacingLeagueManager.com and they'll show you how they do that for you. Coming into tonight, your points leader now is changed. Blake Chapman to the top of the point standings. He is 15 points ahead of Lane Snook. Snook enters the night 13 points ahead of Steven Fernberg. Jonathan Short sits fourth in the point standings with Aiden Young completing your top five. Brian Moore Jr. is sixth. John Hine is seventh. Stephen Goldner, I'm going to talk about him here in a minute. He's up to the eighth spot in the point standings. And keep in mind, he has missed a race. And Trent Verstraeten is ninth with Kyle Moonen in position number 10 coming in to tonight's action here at the Eldora Speedway. A driver I mentioned that I wanted to talk about, Stephen Goldner. Why do I want to talk about Stephen Goldner? Well, at this point, last Monday night, we had not had a repeat winner thus far this season with the SBGC 3D printing Renegades. Now, 1 week later, at this exact same time, we have a driver in this division who has 3 feature wins on the season. And you might be saying, well, how is that possible? Well, here's how. Stephen Goldner picked up the win week number 2 at the Knoxville Raceway. Last Monday night, we were at Limaland Motorsports Park, where Goldner took his 30 machine to the winner's circle. And then on Wednesday night, these SBGC 3D printing Renegades were part of the Hometown Heroes action at the Cedar Lake Speedway. So they were on tour on a Wednesday night special. And guess who went to victory lane? Yeah, if you're following along, it was Stephen Goldner. So now your three-time defending series champion who is on the racetrack right now and has the quickest time of practice so far. He is not just your three-time defending series champion now. He's your only repeat winner of this series this season. And he doesn't just have two, he's got three. Of course, Jonathan Short has a feature win. Jeff Fitzpatrick has a feature win. Garrett Pepiot has been to victory lane, as has Brennan Lacey. Lacey picked up the win at the Bristol Speedway. So some comparisons between Bristol and Eldora. And Brennan Lacey showed why he's fast on these big tracks. Just a little bit ago, they finished up the event for the Rebels. And Brennan Lacey in the 414 machine was victorious in that one. Garrett Pepiot, Nicholas Vickery, Kyle Parker, and Chase Hess were the top five in that feature event here just a little bit ago. So a lot of action already tonight, a lot of action ahead here this evening at the Eldora Speedway. We've got VMR Wraps qualifying coming up here in a matter of moments, as the drivers have got their last-minute instructions from the officials here with the GeForce Racing Leagues, and we'll be rolling into competition in a couple of moments. Before the drivers roll onto the racetrack for that, let's talk about this week's Justin Sick iRacing Photos Driver of the Week, as we do each and every week, and we thank Justin Sick and it's Justin Sick iRacing Photos. By the way, if you're not familiar with the name Justin Sick, you should tune in on Thursday night with the big blocks or Friday night with the late models, and pretty cool stuff. He's a fast driver too, does some great photo work. Your Justin Sick iRacing Photos Driver of the Week is the man who's number 2 in the point standings here in the Renegades. That is the driver of the 123. That, of course, is young Lane Snook. And I say the man, but yet to really enter the teenage years of his life, but very, very fast. And he comes into tonight number 2 in the point standings. Picked up the win last Wednesday night in 410 sprint car action with the Hometown Heroes. And so keep an eye on him here tonight. Always fast with the Renegades. Times already starting to come in here tonight for these SBGC 3D printing Renegades for tonight's VMR Wraps qualifying session. And drivers out there on the track going to have to try to chase down Brennan Lacey, a 13.622, as that is identical with Kevin Fry's fast lap, 13.622 atop the charts. Kyle Parker, 13.657. Well, he's been fast in the big blocks as always. JP, Jeremy Paulson right now, 4th quick, 13.677. John Hine just bumped out of the top 5 as your Justin Sick iRacing Photos Driver of the Week goes to the top of the charts. Lane Snook, number 1 now with quick time, 13.609. So Lane Snook to the top of the charts. Lacey, Fry, Moonen, and Parker now the top 5 for times here tonight in VMR Wraps qualifying for the SBGC 3D printing Renegades. VMR Wraps bringing you this qualifying. If you're looking to fulfill all of your iRacing paint needs, then VMR Wraps is where to turn. Their company, they're made up of several painters from across the U.S., so they can specialize in multiple paint styles across all car types. If you're looking to get a new paint, check them out. VMR Wraps on Facebook. They'll have you looking sharp. Tonight's racing action brought to us by SBGC 3D Printing with the Renegades. And of course, they can do just about anything with 3D printing for your small businesses, for your children needing costumes, for your friends needing costumes, for you needing costumes. They can do it all. They've really done it all, from hydraulic pump parts to fishing pole and gun wall mounts. Just check them out on Facebook, SBGC 3D Printing. Send them a message and see what they can do for you. Tom Taylor, the man behind SBGC 3D Printing, doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be making some RC race car parts for me before my indoor RC car racing season begins, next September or October. Stephen Goldner, by the way, has gone to the top of the charts, your 3-time series champion and winner of 2 in a row, 13.606, so just a tick faster than Snook. Lacey and Fry, they sit 3rd and 4th, and Moonen completing your top 5 in qualifying here tonight. And wow, we had some close times there atop of the charts here tonight. for your VMR Wraps qualifying session. Let's take a look here quick at the results as you were following along for qualifying. Stephen Goldner, 0.02 of a second ahead of Lane Snook. Brennan, Lacey, Fry, and Moon in your top 5 that we mentioned. Parker, Short, Paulson, and Hine with Chapman in the top 10. The rest of the top 18 you see on the screen there. And we'll give you a look at the full field rundown here tonight for your SPGC 3D Printing Renegades and their qualifying efforts. Heat race number 1 about to head to the Speedway. And it sounds like they're already out there on the racetrack. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for this one. It'll be Garrett Pepe at the number 47. Pepe, the Michigan Madman, going to line up on the pole. Next to him, that's John Hine in the number 71. A pair of Vanderbilt Racing teammates side by side in row number 2. Kyle Moonen in the 24 machine. He'll line up on the inside of the second row. Your quick timer, defending champion and winner of 2 consecutive events outside of him, Stephen Goldner. Keep an eye on that 30 ride in this heat race. Preston Cranmer, he'll line up on the inside of the third row with Jeff Fitzpatrick, a feature winner this season outside of him. Nathan Aldrich, the 151 Houston Speedway looking ride. How about David Gravel's weekend at Eldora? 2 for 2, sweeping the Friday night portion. Aldrich from the tail in this one. This is your A&J Custom Creations heat race number 1. A&J Custom Creations specializing in laser engraving and CNC machining. Of course, A&J Custom Creations, they'll put all of their expertise and craftsmanship to work in any wood trophy or plaque that they would produce for you. They provide all of the trophies and plaques for the GeForce Racing League Division champions. Andy Patton, he's the man to contact for your custom creation from A&J Custom Creations. Heat race number 1 for the GeForce Racing League's SPGC 3D Printing Renegades on the racetrack. 8 laps is the distance. Top 4 transfer directly to tonight's A feature. And we await the green flag. We've got it. We are underway. And rush them on down to turn number 1. Garrett Pepian, mentioned briefly earlier, runner-up in the Rebels race earlier tonight. He's out to the early race lead on this one. Plenty of moisture in this racetrack. They're going to have a lot of grip here in this opening heat race. So it's Pepe, Hine, Moonen, and Goldner in the top 4 spots. Jeff Fitzpatrick right now 1 spot out of a transfer. They're side by side behind Fitzy for that 6th spot between Preston Cranmer and Nathan Aldrich. Cranmer has that spot now, putting Aldrich back to position number 7. As he got to run to the inside of Cranmer just a bit. Right now in that 4th spot, Stephen Goldner as the top 4 break away about 4 car lengths from the 90 of Fitzpatrick. Let's look off the back of the number 24 car of Kyle Moonen, looking back at the 30 of Goldner. The distance between those cars, 1/4 of a second is what you're looking at there. Moonen in front of him has the 71 of John Hine. Hine goes up the racetrack just a little bit. Moonen tried to look to his inside. He'll continue to take a peek here in turns 1 and 2, but Hine remains strong and in the 2nd spot. Meanwhile, Garrett Pepiot out to about 1/4 of a second lead. He'll stretch it up to about 3/10 down the straightaway as they'll head back down into turn number 1. Just 2 circuits of the Eldora Speedway to go in this opening heat race. Goldner will try a little different line. Moonen trying a different line as they come to the white flag. Final lap of our A&J Custom Creations heat race number 1, and it's all Garrett Pepiot out front. Moonen's got a run on John Hine for the 2nd spot. Final set of turns. Pepiot avoiding any disasters here. He'll take the checkered flag at the line. Hine will remain just in front of Kyle Moonen and then Stephen Goldner. So 1 heat race in the books already here tonight, and your A&J Custom Creations heat race will go to Garrett Pepiot, the 47 machine, just under a half second in front of John Hine. Kyle Moonen, Stephen Goldner, they transfer to the show. Jeff Fitzpatrick was 6th, Preston Cranmer 7th, Nathan Aldrich finished in the 8th spot. Heat race number 2 ready to come onto the racetrack. Here's how this one lines up. It'll be the number 29. That is Steven Fernberg on the inside of the front row, and alongside him is your current series points leader. It is Blake Chapman in car number 20. 2nd row, Kyle Parker on the inside in the 013. Outside of him That is the driver who's number 2 in the point standings, and your driver of the week from Justin Sick iRacing Photos, Lane Snook out of Pennsylvania in the 123. The wide open motorsports number 88 of Trent Verstraeten. He'll line up 5th on the grid outside of the 3rd row. Joe Backus out of Crook, South Dakota, and the Galen's homegrown popcorn car number 46. And Jack Hitt from the tail in car number 217. That's the starting lineup for heat race number 2. Of course, heat race number 2 always brought to us by Howard Hanna Real Estate and Scott Hurwitz at Howard Hanna Real Estate. Did you know that Howard Hanna Real Estate is the number 1 family-owned and operated independent broker across the United States? Cool fact, huh? And Scott Hurwitz over there, he's a commercial and residential real estate agent, and he'll help anyone find the experienced and professional realtor anywhere across the U.S. And that realtor that Scott Hurwitz will help you find, he'll make sure they have the experience and knowledge to ask all of the right questions to get you the best house for the right price. That's Scott Hurwitz at Howard Hanna Real Estate, bringing us heat race number 2 here tonight for the SBGC 3D Printing Renegades from the Eldora Speedway. Pace truck will drop them off. Looks like Lane Snook has dropped to the tail of the grid for the green here. We go green, and we're underway, heading down to turn number 1. Fernberg out front, Chapman in the 2nd spot. Joe Backus around the outside of the 013 of Kyle Parker. Don't often get to see Kyle Parker run with the Renegades. Good to see the autism awareness paint scheme on the 013 as he works to the inside of Backus. Right now, Parker has the final transfer spot, or does he? Trent Verstraeten around his right side, and now the battle is on for the final transfer spot. Lane Snook putting his nose in there as well. So a good battle right now for position number 4. Verstraeten will have the advantage now down the back straightaway, with Snook coming to call for that 5th spot to the outside of Kyle Parker. Parker slides back to position number 6. So from the tail, Lane Snook now up to the 5th spot. He is 1 out of a transfer, working over the 88 of Trent Verstraeten. Kyle Parker picking up 2 feature wins this season in the big block modified action on Thursday nights. To us by Epsilon Sprint Wrap, seeing him in the Renegades here tonight. As I said, a rare start for him in the sprint cars. Let's take a look now at that 4th spot as Trent Verstraeten has it. Lane Snook is right there. Kyle Parker ready to pounce as well. In front of them, Joe Backus has been racing with Blake Chapman for the 2nd spot. Whole top 6 bunched up right here. Close racing right now in this heat race. Brought to us by Howard Hanna Real Estate. Verstraeten going to go to the bottom. He's coming after the 46 of Backus, but it may cost him a spot if Lane Snook gets the run on the outside, and that is exactly what just happened. Lane Snook into a transfer spot. They come to the checkered flag at the line for the transfer. It's Lane Snook. Snook around on that final lap will get it as Steven Fernberg captured the checkered flag. Let's take a look here at your finishing order from our 2nd heat race tonight for these SBGC 3D Printing Renegades. And your results go just like that. Steven Fernberg picking up the win. Close one over Blake Chapman in 2nd. Joe Backus 3rd. Lane Snook gets the final transfer to the show tonight. Trent Verstraeten, Kyle Parker, and Jack Hitt will get some bonus laps and tonight's B main. 3rd heat race now in the staging area, ready to push on to the Eldora Speedway, and here's the grid. Jareth Pike, the number 91 machine, he'll line up on the inside of row number 1. Brian Moore Jr. outside of the opening row. He pilots the 09 car. Row number 2, it's John Short, the 51 on the inside. Outside, that's Brendan Lacey, the 414, lining up in position number 4. Chad Cote on the inside of the 3rd row, the Canadian pilot of the 11 machine. You'll have New York's Jeffrey Barker outside of him in car number 513. And that will be the starting lineup as Connor Ross doing the officiating tonight for these SBGC 3D Printing Renegades. Heat race number 2 is your coast-to-coast sim racing team heat race. Coast-to-coast racing team features drivers from coast to coast. See what they did there? And they're across the U.S. and Canada. They're really happy to be part of the GeForce Racing Leagues. They've been with the GeForce Racing Leagues since the inception of this league. And they bring us heat race number 3 tonight here from the Eldora Speedway. So 6 cars will make the call for this one. 4 of them go to the show. The other to the SBGC 3D Printing B main. Coming up here in just a little bit. Jareth Pike on the pole, Brian Moore Jr. next to him. That second row, we'll have to keep an eye on these drivers here because Jonathan Short on the inside. John Short, he was your feature winner this season at Lernerville on week number 1. Brennan Lacey picked up the win earlier tonight here at Eldora in the Rebels Series. Set to go, looking for the green. We'll have it. Pace truck to the infield. 8 times around, and we are underway on your coast-to-coast sim team heat race number 3. Boy, Brennan Lacey trying to push the 09 of Brian Moore Jr. to get going as he had a run on him down the back straightaway. They'll head to turn 1 here. Jareth Pike up the track a little bit. Brennan Lacey caught maybe some of the right rear there and then caught a whole bunch of the concrete, and he'll drop back to the 6th spot. Right now, out front, Brian Moore Jr. has the lead. Jareth Pike in second, John Short and Chad Cote in the final transfer spot. Jeffrey Barker, 1 spot out. Then Brennan Lacey in position number 6. About a second and a half off the leader, about 8 car lengths behind Jeffrey Barker for position number 5. Groove working up here at the Eldora Speedway. Plenty of moisture in the racetrack tonight as a lot of speed being displayed in these heat races. In fact, let's find out just how fast they're going here tonight. Let's track Brian Moore Jr.'s time here. Speed, a little 27 miles an hour as they were heading into turn number 3. And we'll see what we get for in turn 1. About 125. So plenty of speed going on right now on the racetrack for your race leader. Last lap of 13:94. So some fast laps still going down here in our qualifying heat races as we've got 2 laps to go on this one. Brian Moore Jr., Jareth Pike, John Short, Chad Cote remain in the transfer spots. They'll come to the white flag final time around in heat race number 3. Pike going to try to enter a little bit higher and run down the hill a bit. Cannot get a run on Brian Moore Jr. Moore going to head into turn 3 off of turn 4. Short going to put on a slider. Oh, we've got contact and chaos here at the finish. Boy, things changed in a hurry there. Not going to change who transfers, but they banged at the finish line, and it'll change the order just a little bit. And so let's take a look here how that one got scored for heat race number 3. Brian Moore Jr., he picks up the win. We knew that. But Chad Cote will sneak from 4th up to 2nd at the finish. Jareth Pike 3rd. John Short in the final transfer spot. 5th will go to Jeffrey Barker. Brennan Lacey finished in 6th. Heat race number 4 onto the racetrack, or in the staging area now. And Steven Spees, he's on the pole position in the number 55 machine. Daniel Vaught next to him in the 180. Row number 2, Jeremy Paulson in the 00 with Kevin Fry in the 21. And row 3, Lance Ripka, the 125, and GJ Boydell in the 014. That's the starting grid. 6 cars, 8 laps, top 4 go to the feature here tonight for the SBGC 3D Printing Renegades from the Eldora Speedway. This is your Mr. Plumber heat race number 4. Mr. Plumber is Atlanta's most trusted name in plumbing and drain services. Regardless of your plumbing issue, the dedicated staff at Mr. Plumber can get the job done right and done right the first time. They've been serving the Atlanta metro area for decades, and they bring their experience to every job they do. That's Mr. Plumber bringing us our 4th heat race. Steven Spees, Daniel Vaught, row 1. Kevin Fry outside of Jeremy Paulson in row 2. Lance Ripka, GJ Boydell in row 3. Pace truck drops him off. 8 laps on the scoreboard. Here we go for our 4th heat race tonight. Spees will get the early lead on this one. Vaught in the 2nd spot. Kevin Fry and Jeremy Paulson right now in the top 4 spots as the groove about a car and a half off the wall here at Eldora in 3 and 4. Down here in 1 and 2, it's a little bit closer to the wall, especially getting into 1. Big move here from Kevin Fry. Watch the 21 machine. He'll dive to the bottom of turn number 3, slides up the racetrack, Nearly got to your race leader, got the car a little loose. Here comes Daniel Vaught trying to battle back around the outside. Vaught's got to run, but he's got to turn to get off the gas. JP, Jeremy Paulson, gets into him, then goes down the racetrack and falls to the 6th spot. As that shakes around, Lance Ripka throws the slider on GJ Boydell, and Ripka into the 4th and final transfer spot here in heat race number 4. Steven Spies continues to lead. Kevin Fry just caught some concrete in turn 3, still riding the concrete in turn 4, and now he's going to do some skateboard moves down the front straightaway in the fence, and he's out of a transfer spot back to position number 5. So we're down to 4 cars on the racetrack, and they're going to transfer to the show. Steven Spies leading this one with 3 laps to go. So right now, if you're Lance Ripka or GJ Boydell, you don't want to do anything silly on this one and cost yourself starting spots in the show tonight. Daniel Vaught running right in front of Ripka with 2 laps to go. Last lap for Vaught was his best lap of the race, 14.11, and he still has Lance Ripka all over him. Final time around the racetrack here in heat race number 4. Steven Spies heading into turn number 3. Now off of turn number 4, he's going to get the win. For the 2nd spot, Daniel Vaught. He'll take it in the 180. Lance Ripka crossing the line 3rd, and GJ Boydell takes home position number 4 in our Mr. Plummer heat race number 4. As we'll take a look at the official results from this heat race. And you see the win for Steven Spies, a 1.2 victory over Daniel Vaught. Lance Ripka and GJ Boydell transfer. Kevin Fry, Jeremy Paulson, they got to get the cars tuned up for tonight's SBGC 3D printing B-Main. And guess what? That's ready to come onto the racetrack right now. Jeff Fitzpatrick on the inside of the front row. That is number 90 with the 88 of Trent Verstraeten on the outside of row number 1. Row 2, Jeffrey Barker on the inside. Car number 513. That'll be Kevin Fry on his outside, the number 21 machine, who we just have that trouble in heat race number 4. Preston Cranmer, the 07, inside the 3rd row with Kyle Parker on his outside. Cranmer drives the 07. Kyle Parker drives the 013. Brennan Lacey, the 414, lines up inside the 4th row, and next to him is Jeremy Paulson in the 000. Final row, Nathan Aldrich, the 151, and the 217 of Jack Hitt. That is the starting lineup. 10 cars coming onto the speedway for this 10-lap event. 8 transfer to the A-Main. 10 cars, 10 laps, 8 transfer. We will get set to go for this SBGC 3D printing B-Main. SBGC 3D printing bringing us the Renegades all season long, bringing us this B-Main as well. At SBGC 3D printing, they are committed to making the cutting-edge technology of 3D printing accessible for anyone who has an idea that needs to be created. Using a 3D CAD program, they'll work with you to create your invention or your creative project. Look them up on Facebook. It's SBGC 3D printing. Bringing us the Renegades, bringing us our feature action tonight, both the Constellation and the A-Main. That Constellation ready for the green here off turn number 4. Down into turn number 1. Driver's going to need to use some brain power in this one to survive last to the finish and have a chance to get to the show. 013, Kyle Parker, he gets into the concrete and drops to the tail of the field on this one. So right now, that battle for the transfer spot has Jack Hitt, the 217 in it. Here comes Nathan Aldrich to go by him. So now that Houston Speedway 151 of Aldrich in the final transfer spot. Oh, big trouble. Preston Cranmer got the outside wall and is upside down. No caution flags here in B-Main action. So Preston Cranmer not going to make the show here tonight. And he'll finish 10th in this B-Main. Jack Hitt has the final transfer spot. Nathan Aldrich runs in 7th in front of him with Kevin Fry in 6th. Right now, the car on the outside looking in is Kyle Parker. And he's trailing just a bit, about 5 seconds behind Jack Hitt. And looks like he's had trouble minus the nose wing. And so he's just trying to hold on here to make it to the finish. Trent Verstraeten, he's doing more than holding on. He is looking very good in this B main. Your race leader by about 0.7 of a second in the 88 machine over Jeff Fitzpatrick. Here comes Jeffrey Barker, who is inside. Barker in the 5-1-3 runs in third, but now Jeremy Paulson, who's already transferred up 4 spots in this race, works the outside of the speedway. Brennan Lacey trying to take a look to the inside of his Vanderbilt teammate as they were coming off turn 4. Now they work off turn number 2. Paulson on top, Lacey on top, Barker working the bottom as we have gone into the second half of tonight's B main here for these Renegades. Jeremy Paulson looking very good in this B. He's gained 5 spots now that he gets around the 5-1-3 of Jeffrey Barker. Lacey trying to work to the outside of Barker as well. Barker going to slide up and try to break up the Vanderbilt freight train that's all built up there on the high side of the racetrack. If this was cup racing, we'd say they're all drafting as teammates. Not the case, but they probably do have very similar setups that seem to be working very well with the right rear on the cushion. White flag is out. Final lap for the 88 of Trent Verstraeten down the back straightaway for the final time. And he'll be looking to punch his ticket to tonight's show. Off of turn number 4 and into the checkered flag, Trent Verstraeten picks up the win in tonight's SBGC 3D printing B feature event. So the SSR 88, he'll go to the show. And going with him, 7 other finishers from tonight's B main. Those 7 finishers, well, let's take a review of them before we get you set up for tonight's A feature event. These are the drivers going to the show: Trent Verstraeten, Jeff Fitzpatrick, Jeremy Paulson, Brennan Lacey, Jeffrey Barker, Kevin Fry, Nathan Aldrich, and Jack Hitt. Kyle Parker and Preston Cranmer, they'll get their cars tuned up for more Monday Night Madness next week. Coming up next, we will go into tonight's feature event for the SBGC 3D Printing Renegades. It's live right here on GeForce TV. Don't go anywhere.
I love being home.
It all starts with the right house. That's where we come in. Howard Hanna.
I love
Home happens here.
being home.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
I love being home.
From finding the perfect house to making it your home, we'll be with you every step of the way. Howard Hanna.
I love
Home happens here.
being home.
Welcome back to the SBGC 3D Printing Renegades here on GeForce TV and GeForce Esports. We are in the middle of the Icon Sim Sports intermission. Icon Sim Sports, they of course always have exemplary customer service, but if you're looking for an iRacing sim rig, they'll give you the look, feel, and design of a real race car. That's where you want to go. iconsimsports.com, bringing us this main break. Final moments of that before the cars make their way on to the racetrack. Of course, in tonight's feature event, up for grabs will be your Cool Rays Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Hard Charger Award. Cool Rays' mission is to continue and to build long-lasting relationships with all of the customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction. It's guaranteed with Cool Rays Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They serve great state of Georgia. Our Epsilon Sprint Reps podium presentation at the conclusion of this one. We'll talk to your top 3 finishers and your Cool Rays Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Hard Charger as well. And if we get an opportunity, we'll take a look at some Malcolm's Mills replays. Malcolm's Mills Millwrighting bringing us those replays. They're a full-service millwrighting contractor. They feature custom welding, fabricating, and they've got great services for their industrial clients. You can learn more at mmmillwrighting.com. That's Malcolm's Mills Millwrighting of Oakland, Ontario, Canada. Cars parked here for the final moments of the warm-up session, and A-Main just moments away. Make sure to tune in the rest of the week here on GeForce Esports. Welcome Home Wednesdays will start at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. It's Ladies' Night this week, and every week it's Hometown Heroes style racing, just like it's from your local dirt track from the Cedar Lake Speedway here on iRacing. Make sure to tune in for that one. Thursday Night Thunder with the Epsilon Sprint Reps Big Blocks and the VMR Reps Pro Late Models each and every Friday night. With that, it is time for tonight's main event. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the SBGC 3D Printing A feature. On the inside of your front row here tonight, they call him the Michigan Madman. He picked up the feature win at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is the number 47 of Garrett Papiet. And next to him in the number 29, that's Steven Fernberg. Row 2 on the inside is the 09 of Brian Moore Jr. Outside of the second row in the 55, it's Steven Spees. Row number 3 on the inside, that's the 71 of John Hind. And your points leader outside of him, starting 6th, the number 20 of Blake Chapman. Row number 4 has the 11 of Chad Cote on the inside. On the outside, the 180 of Daniel Vaught. Row number 5, the 24 of Kyle Moonen. He'll line up in the 9th spot. And starting 10th this evening, the number 46 of Joe Backus. Row number 6, it's Jareth Pike and the number 91 on the inside. On the outside, the number 125 of Lance Ripka. Starting in position number 13, 2 consecutive feature wins for this driver. It is the number 30 of Steven Goldner. And next to Goldner is your number 2 points man coming into tonight's action, the 123 of Lane Snook. 8th row on the inside, the number 51 of John Short, a feature winner at Lernerville. And outside, it's G.J. Boydell in the number 14. Trent Verstraeten, the 88, starts 17th on the grid. Outside, Jeff Fitzpatrick in the number 90. Row 10, Jeremy Paulson on the inside with Brennan Lacey on the outside. Row number 11, Jeffrey Barker and Kevin Fry. Row number 12 will be Nathan Aldrich and Jack Hitt. That is the starting lineup for tonight's main event, the SBGC 3D Printing Renegades here at the Eldora Speedway. Pace truck drops them off, green flag in the air, and Monday Night Madness main event is underway. Garrett Papiet leads the breakaway down the back straightaway. Here comes Brian Moore Jr. to the inside. Steven Spees coming through the middle. The 55 machine up to third. And then, well, anybody's guess what's going on behind them here. They are using every inch of the Eldora Speedway now, and we have made it to tonight's main event. Papiet will dive to the bottom. Steven Spees was now going to the top back there in the 3rd spot. Brian Moore Jr. worked the bottom through 3 and 4. He'll do the same here in 1 and 2. Moore with a good run getting into the corner, but the momentum will propel Papiet off in the corner, and Garrett Papiet dives to the bottom of 3, slides it up to the cush off of 4, and he will continue to lead this one as the caution flag comes out for the first time here tonight in the SBGC 3D Printing a feature event. 4 laps in on this one, and we've got the yellow Steven Spies involved in this one. The 55 has gone pit side. Chad Cote going to the infield as well with the 11. So they were both running right there in the edge of the top 5 and in the top 5. So they must have had an incident there that got them together here early on at the Eldora Speedway. Taking a look at your Malcolm's Mills mill riding replay here. See what put us under the caution. Looks like we will be 3 laps in to tonight's main event. Again, Malcolm's Mills mill riding, we thank them so much for being part of the GeForce Racing Leagues. Good people up there in Oakland, Ontario. MMMillwriting.com is where you can learn more about Malcolm's Mills mill riding. Great to have Ryan Dugan in the production truck here tonight. Ryan, the man behind Advantage Racing TV. You can see their work. Their season is well underway. See the events that they've worked. You can watch racing action if you need to scratch your racing itch. AdvantageRacing.tv is the website to go to there. www.AdvantageRacingTV. They'll have live action this coming weekend as well. I got to call some racing with them with the RepairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models from the Off-Road Speedway this past Saturday night as well. You can see that on AdvantageRacing.tv. Back to the green. Here we go. Garrett Pepiot going to try to pull away from the field, but he's got Brian Moore Jr. diving to his inside as they come off turn number 2. Stephen Goldner just snuck around the outside of Steven Fernberg, and don't look now. 10 positions gained already for Goldner. Can anybody stop this man? He's already up to 3rd, and we're just working lap number 5. Spees able to get out of the pit area now, losing a lap to the race lead 55 machine. He'll hold the bottom of the racetrack as Stephen Goldner sneaks around the outside of Brian Moore Jr. Goldner into position number 2. Let me remind you again, he started 13th here tonight. This is a crazy start to the feature event for Goldner in the number 30. Pepiot trying to pull away in the 47 machine, but that 30 is closing and closing quick. Let's take a look at some lap times here between Pepiot and Goldner, and you can see of the last 3 laps, Goldner's been faster. Now 4 consecutive laps. Goldner has been faster. Stephen Goldner to the inside, down the back straightaway. Will we see it? Here it comes. Slide job from Stephen Goldner, and he takes the race lead with 22 laps to go. Now he gets into the wall in turn number 1, and Garrett Pepiot reclaims the top spot. Caution. Caution is out over the speedway, and we will go back to the last scored trip by the flag stand, by the scoring stripe, wherever the loop is buried here at the Eldora Speedway. And I believe down the front straightaway the last time, your leader was the 30 of Stephen Goldner. So under the yellow here for the second time in tonight's SBGC 3D printing feature event. And it comes with about 1/3 of the feature event in the books. Kevin Fry having trouble on the last lap. He had a little problem there. That brings out the caution. Cote with another trip down pit road for some additional repairs. And I'm not sure what's going on here. There he is. Stephen Goldner. I lost him. I didn't see him down there on the bottom of the track. I thought he, disappeared. There he is. Saving the fuel on the bottom of the speedway, even though last I knew, fuel didn't burn off during caution laps. But, whatever you want to do. That is one thing on iRacing, unless they've updated that. I'm not sure. How about it this last weekend at Bristol, the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series? What an event that was over there. And if you watch just the heat races the first night and then said, this isn't that, this isn't what I was looking for, you missed out. The features both days were spectacular. Well, the sprint car track record there now is 142 miles an hour. Cup cars on dirt, 89 miles an hour. I'll take my sprint cars any day. Stephen Goldner leads us back to the green here with 21 to go. Pepiot going to try to work the bottom. He'll pull even with your race leader as they hustle him down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. Pepiot going to drive it deep. Pepiot going to drive it right up across the nose of Stephen Goldner, and Garrett Pepiot back to the race lead, at least momentarily. Goldner returns the favor with the slider in turn 1. Pepiot drives it down, trying to get to his inside. The peekaboo action, and Pepiot slide job and back to the race lead off turn number 4. And he pulls away this time from Stephen Goldner just a bit. Goldner going to send it in on the top, try that diamond cut off of turn number 2. That's what you call it, kind of the anti-slide job, a diamond cut move. But Garrett Pepiot, your race leader. Stephen Goldner in second, Brian Moore Jr. third. Steven Fernberg runs fourth, and then back at the 5th spot, it's getting good here. Kyle Moonen has it. He's gained 4 spots. Lane Snook trying to get into the top 5. He's gained 8 spots. And John Hine right there in the mix as well. That's going on in front of Jareth Pike, Blake Chapman, Brennan Lacey. And also on the bottom of the racetrack is Trent Verstraeten. So a 4-pack of cars right there for position. Now Steven Fernberg, he's got his hands full as Kyle Moonen slaps the outside wall and allows Lane Snook into the top 5. So Lane Snook trying to reclaim the points lead tonight. Chapman back there in position number 9. Snook got into the top 5 in the 123. By the way, Snook has gained 9 spots. Kyle Moonen, John Hine, they're throwing haymaker slide jobs at each other for that 6th position. Blake Chapman throwing a big stall. The caution is out. Yellow's going to woe us down as it was getting fast and furious up there with the front runners. Ryan Dugan, our producer, was giggling in my ear on that one. I must have been getting amped up for Ryan. He says, I was disappointed with the caution. It was getting good out there as that'll woe him down. It'll get good again. Don't worry about that. These Renegades always put on a show. Garrett Pepiot out front in that number 47 machine. Had a good run there. Is just shy of the halfway point in this SBGC 3D printing main event. Goldner's gained 11 spots. Snook has gained 9 spots. Lacey's gained 12 spots. So, wow. Drivers to keep an eye on here in the second half of this race. Yeah, that's right. They've gained 10 or more spots, or 9+ spots, and we're still only halfway in this feature event. Garrett Pepiot brings us back to the green off turn 4. Stephen Goldner, Brian Moore Jr., Stephen Fernberg, Lane Snook in the top 5. They'll get bunched up, nose to tail tank. We'll go on board your race leader, the 47 of Garrett Pepiot. We'll see if he can pull away from Goldner on this start. He does. He'll get about 4 car lengths as they go to turn 1. Pepiot to the bottom. Goldner goes to the top. Goldner going to try to build the momentum, but Pepiot, very good move there in the bottom of 1 and 2, and he has pulled it out to about 0.4 of a second here on that first green flag lap. It goes down to about 0.3 of a second. Goldner in the 2nd spot, Moore in 3rd, Fernberg in the 4th spot, Lane Snook trying to get a run at him. Snook going to go to the bottom in turn 3. No, through the middle. Fernberg up on the top. Just saw Brennan Lacey throw a big slide job out of the corner of my eye there. The 414 machine. He's got the 7th spot. He started 20th and is marching his way towards the top 5. Again, he picked up the Rebels win earlier tonight. He is closing on his Vanderbilt teammate, the 24 of Kyle Moonen. The 23 of Lane Snook dive into the bottom in turn 1. Slide job. He'll take over the spot. Now, battle for the race lead. Pepiot has it. Goldner in the 2nd spot. Racing everywhere right now here at the Eldora Speedway. Hard to tell exactly where to look. Pepiot leads. Goldner going to try to run to his inside as they come off 2. Down the back straightaway. Pepiot goes to the bottom. Goldner entered on the middle. He's trying to get the right rear to the cush. 1st and 2nd place. Both right rears off the cush off of turn number 4. The lead back out to 0.3 of a second for Pepe. Brian Moore Jr. in 3rd, but Lane Snook is closing at him in a hurry. And trouble somewhere on the racetrack. Hearing green flag stays out thus far. Pepiot, Goldner separated by 0.4 of a second. Lane Snook coming around the outside of Brian Moore Jr. Lane Snook just took over 3rd. Moore back to the 4th spot. Steven Fernberg still in the top 5. No, he's not. Brennan Lacey, big slide job on the 29 machine. And Brennan Lacey moved into the top 5 for a moment, got into the wall on the front straightaway, and he's lost 3 spots. So in about 8 seconds, he gained a position, then lost 3. That's how fast things are shaking out here at Eldora tonight with these Renegades. Steven Fernberg in the 5th spot. Behind them, John Hine, Blake Chapman, Brennan Lacey all battling for position. John Hine right now has the 6th spot. Checking on your leaders, the interval still at 0.6 of a second with 6 laps to go for Garrett Papiet. Papiet pick up the win at the dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. He's been diving into the bottom of 3, then sliding it up and grabbing the cushion, grabbing the moisture off of turn number 4, all the way around 1 and 2 on the very top of the speedway. He got some of the wall there off of turn number 2, and Steven Goldner trying to build a run. They'll come to 4 laps to go here at Eldora. No lap traffic in front of your leaders. The top 2 both got into the wall in turn number 1. Papiet was able to correct the error quicker than Goldner. 0.8 of a second, the advantage now for Papiet. Lane Snook running about 2 seconds behind your race leader. He's got a nice bubble all around him. Brian Moore Jr. in 4th, Steven Fernberg in 5th. A big hornet's nest going on for the 6th spot here in the final few laps. Hine, Chapman, Lacey, for Stratton. Yeah, they've got a war going on back there for the 6th position. Out front, though, Garrett Papiet, lap and a half to go. Does Steven Goldner have anything for him? We're going to find out because he's going to have to lay all the cards on the table right here. Push the chips to the center. Oh, take it back. The caution is out. Yellow flag bunches them all up for a 2-lap, 1-mile dash to the checkered here tonight for the SBGC 3D Printing Renegades. Oh, my. Wow. That changes it all. Looks like Jeremy Paulson had trouble. Steven Spies. Daniel Vaught may have had trouble there with that caution flag as well. Oh, boy. Changes it all. Now what do you think? Now who has what? On these restarts, Papiet's been going to the bottom in 1. Goldner been staying on top. So if that rings true here one more time, Papiet will be able to block the slide job if he does the same move. But can Goldner get the momentum to get the run down the back straightaway for the final turn move for the win? Right behind those two, don't count out Lane Snook. 14th position starter. In fact, Steven Goldner and Lane Snook, they started together back there in 13th and 14th. Now they run 2nd and 3rd. Brian Moore Jr., Steven Fernberg in the top 5. Pace truck to the infield. Green flag back out. It's a shootout here at Eldora for the Renegades. Papiet goes to the top. He changes his line. Goldner turns it left. Diamond cut. He has the momentum. Papiet to the bottom to block. Goldner, he'll slide up with the leader. They both grab the cush. White flag in the air. Final time down into turn number 1. Papiet on top. Goldner on top. Lane Snook will go to the bottom off of turn number 2. Can he get there? Final turn. Final time. Papiet going to slide it up. Grabs the cushion. And off of turn number 4, Garrett Papiet gets his 2nd win with the Renegades. Wow. What a performance here tonight. As looking at the results, 3 different drivers passed 11 positions in this feature event. Steven Goldner, Lane Snook, and Brennan Lacey all gained 11 spots. Wow, what a show. But out front, it was Garrett Papiet, and he will get to park that 47 in the winner's circle. We'll head to the Epsilon Sprint Wraps podium presentation here momentarily. First, a look at your unofficial finish here tonight from the Eldora Speedway. Garrett Papiet picks up the win just about a quarter of a second in front of Steven Goldner. Lane Snook finishes 3rd. Again, Steven Goldner started 13th. Lane Snook started 14th. And they end up 2nd and 3rd. Brian Moore Jr. was 4th. Steven Fernberg completing your top 5. Blake Chapman in the 6th spot. John Hines, 7th. Jareth Pike was 8th. Brendan Lacey gained 11 spots to finish in 9th. And Trent Verstraeten in 10th. Joe Backus was 11th. Jeff Fitzpatrick finished in the 12th position. 13th to GJ Boydell. 14th to Lance Ripka. 15th to John Short. Nathan Aldrich was 16th. Jeffrey Barker, 17th. Steven Spies, 18th. Daniel Vaught, 19th. Jeremy Paulson, 20th. Chad Cote, Kyle Moonen, Kevin Fry, and Jack Hitt completing the rest of your field. Let's head down to the Epsilon Sprint Reps podium presentation here tonight, and let's talk to the driver who gained 11 spots and finished in 3rd, and that is Lane Snook. Lane Snook in the 3rd spot here tonight, and I tell you what, I don't know how many cars Lane Snook has passed this season, but it sure seems a lot. Lane from 14th tonight onto the podium. Congratulations on another strong performance.
Thank you.
What did it take to get up there? With a couple laps to go, they were kind of gone from you, but then all of a sudden it looked like you may have had a shot there the last couple laps.
At the beginning, I fell back pretty far, probably like 18th maybe, and then my car started to come in, and I started passing cars and got up front, and then the yellow came out with 2 to go, and I got a bad restart, and they started racing each other, and I think it could have been really interesting if there was another lap, but there wasn't, and we'll settle for 3rd.
What was it that you needed for your car to come in there or in the early portion of this? Did you need to burn fuel off? Did you need the track to wear out a little more? What do you feel it was?
I needed the track to wear out more towards the beginning. It took my car a couple laps to come in. If the track was more weared out, it would have came in right away.
You set the car up for late in the show. You got there. You're on the podium. You're in the points hunt. A lot of people I'm sure you need to thank to be here again tonight.
Yeah, I need to thank Velocity Designs, Vanderbilt Racing, Brandon, Jesse, Goldner, Moonen, Lacey, Fitzy, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Val.com, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wagman Brothers, you guys for the broadcast, Roger and them for putting this league on, Universal Settlement Service, Jack on Howard Associates, Keystone Alliance, KKP, Keys Recording Products, Fox's Pizza Den, Mexico Ridge Beef Farm, Snoop Drip Designs, and the Old Hatcher.
That's a mouthful. Hey, before you go, I got to ask you, how's the go-kart season going? You been out lately?
It's been pretty good. I had a state race last Sunday, and I won the junior race, and then I made everyone start for the other race, and then I raced Friday, and I won both races.
All right. Well, congratulations on that. Good luck when you head out there once again, and we'll talk to you again next Monday.
Thank you.
Lane Snook will finish in the 3rd spot here tonight with the Renegades. Let's move now to your 2nd place finisher, and that was Steven Goldner. Steven, the streak coming to an end. You'd won the last 2, but holy moly, 13th to 2nd. Not a bad run here tonight for that 30 ride.
No, it was a good run. I wish we had a little bit more there at the end, but we'll take 2nd. I mean, not really here for that, but it's still a good run.
It seemed like your car was just electric at the start of the race, and then you got up there to pep you. You guys traded the lead a couple times, and then I don't know if your car stalled out or his come in and his car woke up. What do you think it was?
We were both kind of the same speeds, I think, just running different lines. It's tough to get by in 3 and 4 when he's running slider. I mean, he's got to do that to win the race, right? But it's just tough to get around him. I mean, I'd have to get a runner on top, but it was tough to do that. I made too many mistakes in 1 and 2 to be able to have any opportunities. I might have had something for that last caution, but caution came out. So that's the way it goes sometimes.
So under cautions, 2 laps to go. You're going to get maybe 1 shot at him on a green-white checkered restart. He'd been going to the bottom in turn 1 all night long on the restarts. It surprised me when he went to the top and won. Did it surprise you? I
had a feeling he'd go to the top. I wasn't sure if he'd cut down like I did or stay to the top. I might have had a chance to get by him there, but the middle of 1 and 2, I got super tight when I was trying to turn the car down. I just couldn't get the speed on X that I needed to pull up alongside him to pull the slide job. So I kind of just had to hold on for 2nd there at the end.
Another good night here for the 30 machine. I know you've got a good crew behind you and a lot of people you need to thank.
Yeah, I got to thank all the Bandyville guys for sure. They put a ton of work into this. A lot of good guys to hang out with, throughout the week and on race nights. Wegman Brothers, Spiralo.com, Velocity Race Designs, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Fits Perfect Photography, and that's about it. You guys for the broadcast, and Roger for putting this deal on.
All right, Stephen Goldner, 3 races. Worst finish out of them, a second. That's not a bad streak you got going. Congratulations on the runner-up spot. Also, you will pick up the Cool Rays Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Hard Charger Award here tonight, gaining the 11 spots.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. Hopefully talk to you again next week at Williams Grove.
Sounds good. Stephen Goldner finishes in the second position. And in front of him, that leaves one more driver to talk to, your feature winner and getting his second win of the season. It's Garrett Pepiot, the Michigan Madman, the 47 machine. Garrett, the first thing I got to talk to you about is that final restart. Just talked to Stephen Goldner. I thought you were going to go to the bottom once again. You had been going to the bottom on the restarts all night long. You surprised me. You went to the top. What was behind that decision?
The bottom was pretty well burnt, and I've been running the high side, and I was hoping I got a pretty good jump, but Goldner was pretty good on with his foot, and stayed right with me, and I just needed to hit my marks and finish this thing out.
Earlier in the race, you got out to a nice lead, and then this gold and black 30 car comes charging forward from row number 7, and suddenly he's up there battling with you for the lead. What did you change anything at that point? Because boom, you came to life and reclaimed that front spot.
Yeah, I set my car out for late in the race, and I was kind of just cruising and buying my time and just running and buying my time pretty much, and I didn't actually notice him come up until he was right next to me, and he passed me, and that caution come out, and I was like, all right, my car should be coming in here pretty quick.
We hear drivers sometimes talk about setting cars up for being late in the race. For folks just watching this enjoyment here tonight, they're not a racer, they're not an iRacer. What things are you putting in on your setup to make that car better at the end of the race versus early on in the run?
Early on, downforce, you don't really want a lot of downforce because it's tacky and you want to carry more speed. But later in the race, it gets tackier. You want more downforce to get the bite around the track. So you mess with the wing angle and moving your wing forward or back and stuff like that. That'll help, and having a decently tight car to your standards, what you like, helps as well.
You picked up the win at the dirt track at Charlotte. You've got the win here at Eldora. We head to Williams Grove next week. It is nothing like the tracks you've picked up the wins at. What do you think about heading to the Grove next Monday night?
I'm feeling confident about the next 3 weeks. I think it was Eldora, Williams Grove, Volusia, and USA.
Yes.
I've won at all of them. So, well, I haven't won at Williams Grove, but I'm feeling very confident. I like that track, and it's very technical, and I'm looking forward to it.
We will get to see you next Monday night. Before we put our attention towards that, who do you need to thank for the P1 performance here tonight with that 47 ride?
I'd like to thank Ford Entertainment Group for building me my PC to compete with these guys and put on a show for the fans. Velocity Race Designs for painting my cars and making me look fast. Race Lab Apps, Alex Hanna Gaming for getting me some racing pictures. I think that's it. And actually, you guys for streaming this and letting everybody watch, and Roger for putting on this league. We wouldn't have these good shows if it wasn't for Roger.
Sounds great. Garrett Pepiot, your feature winner here tonight. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Garrett Pepiot going to go celebrate his win with the number 47 machine, and that is going to wrap up our event here tonight from the Eldora Speedway. It was another great night of racing for these SBGC 3D printing Renegades, and we'll do it again next Monday night as well. As we mentioned, we're heading to the Williams Grove Speedway. Before then, make sure to tune in for Hometown Heroes Wednesday night. It's Ladies' Night this Wednesday. Tune in for that. Broadcast will start at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Thursday night, Scotty and I, we will have the Big Block Modified action from here at Eldora Speedway. We're really looking forward to that one with your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Blocks coming up on Thursday. And, of course, the VMR Wraps Pro Late models. They'll be in action this Friday night. You can catch all of them live here on GeForce TV and GeForce Esports. It's all just a little slice of the fun of the GeForce Racing Leagues. Head over to GeForceRL.com to see which league is right for you. They've got more than 20 of them happening all the time, and one of those or more might be just right for you. They've got it for all skill levels here with the GeForce Racing Leagues. A big thank you to Ryan Dugan in the production truck. You can learn more about and see more of Ryan's real-world efforts at VantageRacing.tv. You can see live and on-demand action from across the upper Midwest there. Once again, that's www.advantageracing.tv. On behalf of Ryan Dugan and everyone with the GeForce Racing Leagues, I'm Sean Neested saying good night and God bless. See you again Thursday night with the Big Block.